Once upon a time, a long time ago, there lived a widow who was puzzled why no suitors come to court her three lovely daughters. One day, to her surprise, a very old woman who knows the known and understands such things came to the widow's house. The widow offered the old woman tea and sweets and some delicious food, and asked her why no suitors came to call, and asked for her daughter's hands in marriage. "Truly, it is hard to say," said the old woman. "Yet, it can only mean one thing. One of your daughters must be ill-fated. As long as she stays in the house, no suitors will ever come to call." The widow gasped. "That cannot be." Then she said in barely a whisper, "Which one?" "Wise one?" "That I cannot tell you," said the old woman. "But you can be sure of this. The one who sleeps on both of her hands is the one who is ill-fated." As darkness fell and her three lovely daughters went to bed, the widow dreaded what she must do. First, she visited her oldest daughter's bed and saw that she was sleeping soundly on her back. And then she went to her middle daughter's bed and saw that indeed she was sleeping on her stomach. The widow, her heart pounding, ventured to the youngest daughter's bed. There, with horror, she saw that her dear youngest daughter, Adamma, breathing heavily, was sleeping on both of her hands. She felt weak. She sat on the bedside and wept silently. Her tears fell on Adamma's hand, and Adamma woke up. "Mama," she cried, "what's the matter?" The mother could not bear to tell the girl the truth. "Why, it's nothing at all," she said through her tears. Adamma insisted. Finally, the mother shared with her what the wise old woman had said. "Mama, then I must go," said Adamma firmly. Her mother protested, saying what the old woman had said was probably nothing at all. But no matter what the mother said, the girl continued to pack her belongings. At last, seeing she could not stop her daughter from leaving, the mother packed for her a large basket of food and kissed her on the cheek. As the mother sadly watched Adamma walk away, suitors approached the house with gifts for her sisters. Adamma traveled far and wide. Always she got a job, but always the job ended in disaster because of her ill fate. Finally, she met a queen who took a liking to the girl. "Surely, you must have been blessed with bad fate and bad destiny," said the queen, shaking her head at the girl's latest disaster. "There is only one thing you can do." Your Highness, is there anything that will help me?" asked Adamma in amazement, not knowing there was anything one could do about her ill fate. "You must find your fate," said the queen firmly. "All the fate lives in the mountains, far beyond. You must find the one that is yours, and she must accept a gift from you. Once she accepts a gift from you, you will no longer be ill-fated." With hope, Adamma left the distant mountain. After a long journey, she arrived at one of the mountains where all the fates of the world lived. Some of the fates were lovely to look at, others as hideous as it could be. "Are you my fate?" Adamma asked each one in turn. Some politely smiled, "No." Others scoffed and laughed at her. She went on, one after the other. Finally, she saw a fate that looked somewhat like her, but her face was grotesquely twisted. Her hair was white, and she stared at Adamma, making her very uncomfortable. Adamma whispered, "Are you my fate?" frightened to know what must be true. Adamma's fate laughed and stared at her in such a way that Adamma knew she had found the right one. Adamma offered her some bread, but the creatures cursed her and threw a handful of dirt in her face. When the bizarre creature was laughing so loudly, her mouth was wide open. Adamma quickly threw a piece of bread that landed in her mouth. As she hideous fate chopped on the bread, her face softened. She said, "Well, now that not so bad, not bad at all." So, Adamma's fate threw her a sick ball. She told the girl that if anyone wanted the sick thread, she must demand its weight in gold. Then she abruptly turned around and left. Delighted, Adamma returned to the castle. A young man heard about a silk thread and asked to buy it for his sister's wedding. So Adamma said that in exchange she must have its weight in gold. Yet another matter how much gold was paid on the scale, it was never enough. So finally, the young man stepped on the scale himself, and it balanced perfectly. The two of them laughed, and they were soon married. Adamma returned home to her mother and sisters and a new husband, and they all celebrated, and she was very, very happy. A big party was thrown for both of them, and then after they lived happily after ever with their beautiful kids.